My dear students of 10th standard, nowadays we are revising about types of chemical reaction, and already we started. We know that chemistry means chemistry mainly focuses on chemical reactions. So chemical reactions means that it contains a reactant. The reactants combine to give the product. So reactants are nothing but the substances which are taking part in the chemical reactions are reactant. The products are the new substances formed during the chemical reaction. And based on the nature of the rearrangement of atoms, we are classifying the chemical reaction into different types, like a combination reaction. And the combination reaction also we are having three categories, that is element compound and compound element compound, compound reactions, and also decomposition reaction, that is also a simple displacement reaction when a reactant AB is decomposed to give two products A and B, and this is take place because of the absorption of energy, thermal energy or electrical energy or energy in the form of light. And also in the single displacement reaction, a displacement and a highly reactive element displace less reactive element from its compound solution. Also, in the double displacement reaction, it is a rearrangement or interchange of ions between the reactant to give a product. Then classification based on the direction of the reaction, that is a reversible reaction. A reversible reaction that can be reversed, the products can be converted back to the reactants. And in the precipitation reaction, see, a precipitate is formed. If a reaction produce precipitate, it is called precipitation reaction. And in the irreversible reaction, the reaction that cannot be reversed, that is called irreversible reaction. And the difference between reversible and irreversible reaction, the rate of a chemical reactions, there are a few factors: nature of the reactant, concentration, temperature, catalyst, pressure, surface area, which are going to affect the rate of a chemical reaction. Then the equilibrium, that is the state attained during the chemical reaction which having no change in the amount of reactant and the product. That means rate of forward reaction equal to rate of backward reaction. This is always take place carried out in a closed vessel. And the ionic product of water, that is nothing but the self ionization or auto ionization of a reaction in which two like molecules react to give ions, that is two water molecules combine to give hydronium ion and hydroxide ion. And this is ionic product of water. This can be illustrated that Kw is equal to hydronium ion and hydroxide ion. So hydronium ion is formed from hydrogen, so we can write instead of hydronium the ionic product of water Kw is equal to H plus and OH minus. And now we are going to revise that pH scale. pH means nothing but that is power of hydrogen ion concentration. pH means power, P means power or potential of hydrogen. Or we will see all the aqueous solutions contain, it may be contain hydrogen or hydroxyl ion, because the self ionization of water. When salt is dissociated in water, what happens? See, it is going to displace hydrogen ion or hydroxyl ion. So based on the presence of ions, whether the solution contain hydrogen ion or hydroxyl ion, and based on their concentration, we can classify whether it is acidic or basic. And what is actually the pH scale? It is a type of measuring the hydrogen ion concentration in the solution. The P means potence, which is obtained from the German word that means power or potential. That pH notation was devised by the Danish biochemist Sorensen in 1909, and it contains set of numbers from 0 to 14, which is used to indicate whether the solution is acidic in nature or basic in nature or neutral. Normally, acids have pH value less than 7. Suppose if you test using the pH paper, if the indicator key indicate the value is less than 7, that solution is naturally acidic in nature. Suppose the pH value is greater than 7, that is basic in nature. If you have pH value equal to 7, that solution will be neutral. Normally pure water going to be a neutral having pH value 7, and the pH is nothing but that refers the negative log hydrogen ion concentration. So pH is the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration, that can be written in the form of a formula pH is equal to minus log 10 H plus. That I told the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. And see, some examples are given and the pH values are given. HCl, hydrochloric acid, 4% solution is going to be a acidic in nature, highly acidic in nature, 0. Then stomach acid is also HCl, the pH value is 1. Lemon juice, pH value 2. Vinegar, that is a dilute form of acetic acid, pH value 3. Orange contains citric acid, pH value is 3.5. Soda, grapes, they contain pH value 4. They are all acidic in nature because pH values are less than 7. Sour milk, buttermilk, that is 4.5 pH value, acidic in nature. Fresh milk, that's also slightly acidic in nature, 5. Human saliva, 6 to 8, that is acidic in nature, sometimes going to be basic in nature. Then pure water is neutral because pH value is equal to 7. Then tomato juice, 4.2, it is acidic in nature. Then bases, blood plasma, 7.4 pH value, basic in nature. Egg white, basic because pH value 8. Seawater, 8 pH value, so it is basic in nature. Baking soda also 9 pH value, basic in nature. Antacid 10, ammonia water 11, lime water, calcium oxide 12, that is a basic in nature. And drain cleaner, that is 13 pH value, basic in nature. Caustic soda, sodium hydroxide, 4% solution, pH value 14, that is basic in nature. Milk of magnesia, that is magnesium hydroxide, pH value 10, that is also basic in nature. Coffee, that is a 5.6, that is less than 7, pH value less than 7, that is acidic in nature. So how can we measure the pH of a given solution using pH paper? See, the pH of solution can be determined using the universal indicator. So the universal indicator contains a mixture of dyes, coloring agents. Dyes means coloring agents. It comes in the form of solution or pH paper. So normally we use in our school laboratory pH papers we are using to identify whether the given solution is acidic, basic or neutral. Then already you know that we use litmus papers to check whether the solution is acidic or basic. Suppose if you use blue litmus turned to red mean that is acidic in nature. Red litmus turned to blue mean basic in nature. If you put a drop of phenolphthalein in the given solution, if it turn colorless, there is no change, no color change mean that is acidic. Suppose it give pink mean that is a base. Then methyl orange solution, if you put a drop of methyl orange in the given solution, if the color change to pink mean that is acidic in nature. Then color change to yellow mean that is basic in nature. This is normally we use to indicate, to check the solution, nature of the solution. But this is a universal indicator. Using this pH paper, pH solution, we can check whether the solution is acidic or basic or neutral. Then a more common method of measuring pH in school laboratories using pH paper. A pH paper is a mixture of indicators having different coloring agents. Then it shows a specific color at a given pH. So it depends upon the solution whether it contains hydrogen ion concentration or hydroxyl ion concentration. It's going to give some different colors. So this color is always matched with the coloring paper strips. The coloring paper strips will be given as a cover on the pH paper, testing paper. The test solution is tested with a drop of universal indicator. The color of the solution in the pH paper is compared with the color chart. So color chart is given. That color chart helps us to compare the observed color change. Observed color change can be compared with the color chart, and we can read the reading which is given in the color chart. The pH value obtained is only approximate value, not very accurate. It is approximate value. Then what is the importance of pH in our daily life? The importance of pH in daily life, because based on pH we can check whether the body is diseased or not, whether we are in the normal condition or abnormal condition. The pH in our saliva and digestive system, and in the because of the higher pH value, tooth decay, and what is the importance of pH in soil and the pH of rainwater. So here see, our plants and animal pH sensitive. Our body works within the pH range 7.0 to 7.8. Normally see the pH range of our body is 7.0 to 7.8. Slightly basic. So living organism can survive only in the pH range, in this pH range. But the different bodies have some changes, different pH values. So for example, pH of blood is 7.35 to 7.45. For blood pH value is 7.35 to 7.45, slightly basic. And any increase or decrease in this value may lead to some disease because of the some acquired disease. The changes will take place in the pH value. The ideal pH for blood is 7.4. 7.4. These values are important, will be asked in the objective. Then pH in our digestive system. It is very interesting to note that our stomach produces HCl, hydrochloric acid. What is the use of hydrochloric acid in the secretion in our stomach? It helps in the digestion of food without harming the stomach. So during the indigestion, the stomach produces too much acid and cause pain, irritation. This is called, because of this more secretion of hydrochloric acid, we see that the pain, acidic irritation will be there. So the pH of stomach fluid is approximately 2.0. 2.0. So what happens? See that what will be the remedy? Normally see that antacids are used to neutralize the excess of acid. Antacids like milk of magnesia, magnesium hydroxide, are obtained or in the medical shop in the form of digins, gelacil. We used to neutralize the excess of acid. So these antacids are used to neutralize the excess of acid. Then pH changes as a cause of tooth decay. See, the tooth enamel made up of calcium phosphate. The tooth enamel in our body made up of calcium phosphate, which is in the form of crystalline form, which is the hardest substance in our body. It is the hardest substance in our body. It does not dissolve in water. It does not dissolve in water. See, the pH of saliva normally range between 6.5 to 7.5. The white enamel coating of our teeth is calcium phosphate. This is the hardest substance of the body. The pH of the mouth saliva falls below 5.5. So when the mouth saliva falls below 5.5, the enamel get weathered. The corrosion takes place. So toothpaste, that's why see we use a toothpaste slightly basic in nature. Toothpaste are slightly basic in nature. So the basic nature toothpaste is going to neutralize the excess of acid in our body and prevent tooth decay. So the basic nature toothpaste neutralize the acids which is secreted in our body, in our mouth saliva, and neutralize and prevent the tooth decay. Then next to see, normally see that bacteria present in the mouth produce acids by degradation of sugar and food particles remaining in the mouth after eating. That's why see we have to rinse our mouth, we have to brush our teeth after eating. Normally before go to bed, we have to brush our teeth. Then only this type of the bacteria will not degrade the food particles. So the best way to prevent this is to clean the mouth after eating food. Clean the mouth mainly after eating food at night before go to bed. We have to brush our teeth to eliminate, to minimize the action of bacteria. Then pH of soil. pH of soil in agriculture also the pH values plays very important role. That is see, in agriculture the pH of soil is very important. Citrus fruits like lemon, orange, sweet lemon, so these fruits require slightly alkaline soil. So slightly alkaline soil, slightly basic natured soil only give more yield of the citrus fruits, lemon and orange, like that. Then the soil, the crop of soil, that is the rice, will the rice require acidic soil. So the paddy will grow well and give good yield in the acidic natured soil, slightly acidic natured soil. But what about the sugar cane? The sugar cane require neutral soil, not acidic or basic. So that's why I see that we used to test the soils test. The soil test is essential to check, depends upon the planting of whether it is citrus fruit or rice or sugar cane. We have to check the pH value of the soil, and depend upon that we have to use fertilizers to get good yield. So pH value is important in the soil. Then pH of rainwater. The pH of rainwater is approximately 7. That is neutral. pH of rainwater is 7, neutral. And see, this is going to give a high purity, that rainwater after half an hour or after an hour of rainwater, because the initial rainwater going to be contaminated with oxides, going to be acidic or sometime alkaline. But rainwater is normally pure, which is going to show 7, neutral. If the atmospheric air is polluted with oxides like nitrogen dioxide, nitric oxide, sulfur, these oxides which are which are evolved from the factories, industries, these oxides are mixed in along with the air particle. So during the rainy season, what happens? See, these nitrogen oxide, nitric oxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, these oxide dissolved in rainwater, and because of this, the pH value is going to be reduced less than 7. pH value reduced less than 7. So less than 7 means normally it is going to be acidic in nature. So the pH of rainwater when going turn to less than 7, that we used to call it as rainwater, that is acid rain. That type of rain is acid rain, because the pH value is less than 7 because of the contamination of the rainwater by that oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur. When acid rain flow into the river, it lowers the pH value. So this acid rain, when mixed with river, what happens? The river water is going to be polluted. River water going to be polluted. The aquatic animals in the river, the survival of aquatic life is difficult. Fish and other aquatic animals are going to suffer to get oxygen and lead to death. So these are some of the importance of uh, pH in our everyday life. pH in our everyday life. So from this question will be asked. Sometime they asked what is the importance of pH in our digestive system, what is called acid rain. What is called acid rain. Or write a note on the importance of pH of soil. pH of soil. And they will ask in the objective the ideal pH value of blood, and also see that pH of mouth saliva, pH of stomach fluid. They will ask in the objective also. So you have to go through all these and prepare well. My dear boys, tomorrow you will have a test. You will have test on solution lesson. Ninth lesson, solution lesson, from morning 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. 1 hour time is given. You read the question, understand the question, and give the correct option. And I am going to register your first trial mark. No need to go for second trial, third trial. For only one trial. You read thoroughly, understand the question, and select the best option and submit. No need to submit 2, 3, 4 times. Some boys are submitting 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. I will not consider. Only the first trial, the first submission only consider. That mark only register and the register. So you prepare well. Several time you take enough time, prepare well. The textbook evaluation, and inside the book also you can revise, prepare well, and write the test. And also you revise the role of pH in everyday life. The next pH calculation you will see in the next class. Prepare well, don't waste the time. God bless you. Thank you.